Now I request Professor Gowri Parameswaran, Head Education, State University of New York, USA, to share your views with the audience.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It was wonderful to hear all of you talk about all the various issues you are facing, and it's amazing that we are facing the same kinds of issues in New York. So clearly COVID-19 has made the world smaller and brought all of us together in so many ways. Many of our students are going through the same issues you will not believe. We have an enormous digital divide in this country also, both at the public school level. You know, I teach in the School of Education, and we have the same enormous digital divide in terms of some students being able to access good technology and other students not having that same opportunity to access good technology. So the kinds of education, the United States is a highly unequal country. There are some very rich people and there are a lot of poor people. And even though in the face of it, because this is a settler colonial state, they have managed to finish off all the local population and have used slavery for the longest time to prop up the wealth. You know, so it is not very visible, but now with COVID-19, all of those inequalities are exposed. So we have many more people of color, especially Black and Latinx and Native American people, young children and older adults dying from COVID or being exposed to COVID as compared to people who are wealthy. And all of this has sort of burst onto the scene of education. And so you can see public schools across the country struggling to educate their children equally. So in the middle of the pandemic, and one of the things that I would have liked to see more of is I think part of the world has been sort of faced with this new opportunity to change the world we live in, the highly unequal world we live in. And I think this is an opportunity. I am a professor myself, and I look at this as an opportunity to help my students see that inequality and to make those connections to community so we can bring about a change in the world, because the world cannot go on with all the destruction of nature, with a few people having such enormous access to wealth and resources, while the vast majority of people are without those resources. And I think this is an opportunity for all of us to come together to say we need a more equal world. We need people to have equal access to opportunities. And I think young people are at the forefront of this fight to bring about a more equal world. And I would have liked to also hear more about that. And that's something that I would like all of us to think more about. How do we connect our young population and open their eyes to the unequal world we live in? So I would say that should be a really important part of our own education of our youth. And clearly, this is also actually within the pandemic, there has been our governor in New York has invited CEOs of Google and Microsoft and all of them to come in and reshape the educational space. So they are clearly going to think about technology as a solution to everything. But a world with just technology and not enough community is going to bring about you know, a real problem in terms of mental health and all of those things that you all wonderfully spoke about. You know, it's going to increase that problem. And so we want to not think about technology as a solution for everything. We want to think about how do we use technology in a very effective way, in a sort of wise way, so we can, you know, bring about the welfare of all of us. And I think we need to start thinking about not allowing big tech companies to just come in and offer solutions to all of our problems. We want to think about how do you build about that community. So a great set of questions there. I really enjoyed the you know, comments about mental health that all of you made. You know, this clearly it's for both parents and children and youth. These are highly uncertain times, and mental health is on the top of their agenda in terms of how to address some of these issues. So clearly we need to address them at sort of the local level, but also think about larger social issues that is facing us and that we have the potential to change. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure listening to you.
Thank you.